So after trying this voiceover for like the fifth time, I think I have a better word of what you're actually going to see. You're going to see me start out good, full batteries, and you're going to start seeing my battery juice start going down. The more I am trying to figure out what is going on with my website. Why can I not publish or change it? And I have been working on this at least for ever since I first tried to migrate the website, which was the middle of October. And it has been a learning process, to say the least. And unfortunately, it takes a lot of over and over for me to learn. And this, now I think this one is a permanent lesson of what I need to look for when I look into a DNS zone editor, which is how a website points from one place to another. So basically, you have your website, and let's see, by a domain name, and you register it, at a place, and that place is like a holder. It's like a garage for your website, and then you take it, and then they can host it for you, or you can have other people host it. And what happens is you have to, if you want to change the host, you have to migrate it over. There's different ways to do it. They used to do it through FTP. You can still do it through FTP. But now they kind of make it seem like, oh yeah, it's really easy. Just do this, this, and this. Comes over well. I'm going to say that's a no. It's not as easy as that. And you would think I would have learned my lesson when I tried to do the Hostinger, and I had issues. But this was just a terrible experience with Bluehost. So I was trying to reduce my costs, looking for something that could have the space, because I have a lot of pages on my website, but I also needed to be fast, because I have a lot of people that view my website in rural areas, and these rural areas have limited internet, and we have smaller screens, usually like those Nokia phones. I have a lot of people from like Middle East, Pakistan, areas where you just wonder they have better service than really I do in my own house. So in some of these places, and so the desperation I'm feeling of fixing this is more for my visitors that come, because and then two, I'm noticing that there's ads on my website, which I'm like, I did not want ads on my website. Those are not supposed to be there, but it hasn't clicked yet. I know that I've seen them, but you'll see at the end where it finally comes to circle. But this is really the progress of pattern seeking as an ADHD. Okay, so I don't necessarily know what I'm looking at, I know I'm looking at something. Let's say the C panel, but I don't have enough experience to know exactly what I should be changing or what I should be doing. So what I do is I'm looking for things that are different, that stand out, that maybe do not match. That's probably my best skill. I think if I have any skills, things that don't match. Because if it doesn't match, then it will stand out. Then once it stands out, now I want to examine it further. So, and it's very backwards in I am very bottom up in my thinking. So I'm trying to dig to the bottom of the hole to get to the treasure box, which is where the beginning. I need to get to the zero, so then I can go back up to fix it. And getting to the zero part when you're trying to systemize, and especially trying to figure out a problem and to find a solution, is incredibly challenging if you're not familiar with what you're doing, if you're not an expert at it. So you kind of, what's happening here is I'm having to kind of force learn, and it's not it becomes because emotions are, there's a lot of emotions still. There's emotions with this website because it's really important to me. So it's like I can't, I'm trying to force that part of me down because I gotta focus on this. And I'll trust me, I think that's a real challenge. I think especially if you have autism and ADHD, is pushing that emotional part to the side to logically get things done. And my autism will really pull me through on this one, because when I see let's say things done immorally, and in this particular case I saw a SiteGround for which I don't know how this is working, but I don't like how it's working. I thought I'm registering my domain as SiteGround, but now it's over at different places, and I have to go here and I have to go there, and I can't talk to any live people, and it's just getting weirder by the moment. And I taught myself HTML way back in like 1999, like from a book, literally, when it was literally, you had a notepad, you wrote out your code, then you uploaded it to FTP. This is a whole different kit and caboodle. This is not the same thing. There's a lot of steps. And that's my guy back there. He hides his snacks and his little treasure box, and he comes and gets them when he needs them. So here, but you see my progression. I do a lot of face touching, a lot. Now I'm doing a lot of outwardly thinking, because this is a lot of information that I have to process, and I feel quickly, because we don't want any, we got to change as many passwords and encrypt as many things as we can in order to prevent any more changes, because I don't want to, you want to stop, at least stop it somewhere, so then now we can, backtrack it. But we still have to find the source and do that at the same time. So I have to changing passwords and encrypting and things like that, and also trying to find the beginning. Where did this start? Because now I can maybe see where it came from, and I don't want to do any unnecessarily, you did this or that phone calls. If that's not necessary, that's not going to get me anywhere. Okay, I don't like doing that. That doesn't work. So again, I'm getting more frustrated. You can see that it's hard. It can be hard to keep those emotions down, because especially when you really feel strongly about something, and that really can affect your logical thinking of the brain. And I know this, so therefore I'm really, really trying to fight it. Because again, your right side is your emotional side, and your left side is your logical side, and we don't want that getting in, especially having that thin corpus callosum, that layer between can be thinner in autism, so that connections between the left and the right, it's harder to switch out of emotional mode into logical mode. So I'm using a lot of batteries here to get this, trying to figure it out. But again, I don't even know where the power is coming from. I think it's adrenaline, because I get more and more pissed. Here's a phone call that I had that just, you know what? You hit a moment where you're like, oh my goodness, meltdown. That's basically what that is. I would call it a meltdown mode. Because, yeah, I have it. Crash. Now there's that moment where I'm like, oh, now we're in a self-pity town. Life is over. I gotta take a break. Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. And then back into... I have to get myself back into the I want to fix this mode. And it's hard. I don't know why I do this. I don't know how I do this, I guess, more the word. It is, my dad would, maybe it's that Army Ranger training I had growing up. Where my dad is, sense of duty and getting things done and completing tasks is so important to me. And my integrity is important to me. So it's like, and then there's this disappointment that why would somebody want to hack a website that's giving free information? So, there's a lot of feelings that I just am not understanding why someone will want to do that. And then, I'm thinking I got the nonprofit Google grant. I don't want to lose that. I don't want to lose these things I had earned up to this point. And it was challenging. And, it took 4.5 hours, I would say that's how long this video was. I was able to speed up to like 13 minutes of me just, look, here's my emails. That's usually where I'll go. I worked in customer service a long time. Emails can get you somewhere, and if you ever want to know how to get to customer service presidential, let me know. I'll tell you. Okay, so you just keep going, and I just can't. I won't stop because when something just doesn't seem right and it's not right, I get now adrenaline says to them like, okay, this isn't right. I don't like it. It's not fair. And I need this to work. It has to work. I said it was going to work. And there it was. And there it was. And you can see I found it. Ugh. And I'm so frustrated by that because I don't like that timing. It's too coincidental. And I'm just like, God damn it. And then that's my grandma. Because I had to look at her for a second and remind me that that's the woman that loved me. And that's it. That was my day.